All right, so imagine you're in a conversation with this other person, and you realize that this person here isn't going to actually budge. I mean, you've tried everything, okay? You validated their feelings, you found 3 different middle grounds, and they just stare at you, arms crossed. Maybe they do that little head shake thing. And somewhere in your chest, you feel this rising heat because you can't walk away from this person. Maybe they're your boss, your sister-in-law, your project partner. But you also realize that you can't win. That moment there, that's where most people make a critical mistake. See, they keep pushing, they find new angles, they get louder, they get more logical, so to speak, and they stay in a fight they've already lost. See, I've spent years doing exactly that. I thought I could basically logic my way out of a disagreement, but it turns out I was just really good at burning bridges while feeling righteous about it. And as a neuroscience coach, I eventually learned why. You see, most people see a stalemate as a failure, but it's not. It's actually a critical strategic choice. So in this video, I'm not going to teach you how to break a stalemate. I'm going to teach you the art of the stalemate, how to manage an impasse productively when compromise simply isn't an option. All right, so to manage a stalemate in a conversation, you first have to diagnose why it's happening, okay? And there are 2 main reasons. Reason 1, it's we'll call it the bad faith actor. This is when the person isn't trying to find a solution. What they're doing is they're arguing to win, or maybe they enjoy arguing as a sport. So in this case, I would recommend watching my bad faith attacks video. The strategy there is to disengage entirely. And you can click on the link above or check the description for the link. Now, reason 2, the core principle conflict. This is different. This is when the argument isn't about a preference, like where to go for dinner. It's about a core principle, a deeply held value, something like honesty or security, equality, or fairness. So let me give you a real example of this. Say you're working on a project with someone. You want to ship your project out Thursday because you value keeping the promise to that client. That's a core principle for you. But now the client, they want to delay it until it's perfect because they value quality, core principle for them. And on the surface, it looks like a scheduling disagreement. But underneath, you're both defending who you are, and you can't split the difference on identity, folks. Here's what's happening in their brain and yours. When a core principle gets challenged, your amygdala sounds the alarm. Same alarm as if someone, let's say, shoved you. Your prefrontal cortex, that's the rational part of your brain, that does the negotiations, it gets blood flow diverted away from it. So you're literally getting dumber in real time. Well, both of you are getting dumber in real time. And you're trying to find common ground with 2 brains that have essentially, let's say, left the building. Here's the key, though. You can't compromise on a core principle. You can't be a little bit honest, and you can't be sort of committed to quality. So trying to find a middle ground is a failed strategy from the start. So you're using basically the wrong tool. You need a new tool, my friend. So here's the 3-step strategy for managing a stalemate. Step 1, identify the uncompromisable. So stop arguing about the surface issue like the project deadline and name the deep issue, the core principle. First ask yourself, let's say, what is my non-negotiable here? Then use validation to understand theirs. You can say something like,
it's clear this is incredibly important to you. It sounds like this is a core principle for you. Is that right?
That's it.
See, the goal is to get both sides to stop fighting and simply name the conflict. Something like, okay, I see you are focused on quality and I'm focused on speed. Both are valid. Now, step 2, verbally declare the impasse. This is the most important move, and it's where most people, well, I would say choke. Because saying we're at an impasse, well, that feels like losing, right? See, your ego screams, but I'm right. And yeah, maybe you are. But being right doesn't matter if the relationship burns down while you're trying to prove it, okay? So you might want to say something like this.
It's clear we are at an impasse on this specific point. We are not going to change each other's minds, and I'm going to stop trying. And that's okay.
See, this isn't giving up. This is a verbal contract to stop the fight. It's a powerful circuit breaker. It verbally releases the tension and ends this whole vicious loop you're in. And step 3, build the box. This is the art of the stalemate. This is how you maintain the relationship. See, think of this like you're building a small little sturdy box. You put the disagreement inside the box and you close the lid, and then you set the box on a shelf somewhere where you can both see it. I mean, we're talking figuratively here, right? You're not putting it in a real box. Because what happens is when you pretend it doesn't exist, well, you'd actually be gaslighting each other. So by setting the box aside, you basically created boundaries for your conflict. It doesn't get to leak all over your Monday morning meetings or your Thanksgiving dinner or any dinner for that matter. I mean, you could try saying something like, listen, hey, we disagree on this, but we still need to work together on project A, B, and C, or whatever it is you're working on. Can we agree to set this aside and focus on the things we can agree on? See, this is the principle of shared identity. You're finding common ground. You've basically contained the conflict. Hey, quick side note. If you're watching this and thinking this sounds like my marriage, yeah, I see you. Same principle applies, okay? Now, you might be thinking, hey, Alan, some disagreements actually matter. I can't just shelve them. And I would say, you're right. If this is a deal breaker issue, if your values are so misaligned you can't function together, then the honest move might be to walk away. See, this strategy isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's about preserving relationships that are worth preserving despite genuine disagreement. Okay, folks, here's the mindset shift. You see, a stalemate, as I've said, is not a failure. It's a diagnosis. You've discovered something real, a fundamental difference in how you and this person see the world, basically. And most people, well, they never get that clarity. They just keep fighting the same fight forever and blame the other person for being difficult, if you know what I mean. See, the think sharper move isn't to keep pushing until the relationship breaks. It's to stop pushing, name the impasse, and strategically compartmentalize it. See, and you haven't lost here. You've just stopped playing a game you couldn't win. You've basically preserved your energy and the relationship for the things you can actually solve. And this is a key part of the conflict playbook. Hey, subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about managing conflict and thinking sharper. Hey, and in the comments, have you ever had to agree to disagree to save a relationship, basically? How did you do it? Let's discuss. I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.